We begin tonight with the Tsunami Advisory now in effect for the entire coast of Washington. This follows an 8.8 magnitude earthquake off the coast of Russia. The alert also includes the coastal areas of California, Oregon, and British Columbia. A tsunami warning is in place for parts of Alaska, Cape Mendocino in California, and Hawaii. National Weather Service Seattle wants to warn people of strong waves and currents. Beaches, harbors, and marinas could quickly flood. They say to move out of the water and away from the shores and stay away until local officials say it's safe to return. Let's get right to meteorologist Claire Anderson with more on this advisory.
Yeah, I want to talk about the latest concerns about this tsunami because, of course, this has been a serious story tonight, and this is a real tsunami moving through. Here's the thing, though. This is not a major wave expected. We're not expecting a major inundation of water, which when we think about tsunami, we typically think a large wall of water. Now, what it will do for the Washington coastline is create some strong and unusual currents, especially along the Washington coast. We do also have a wave, or I guess more an inundation or a rise in water of around a foot. I'll show you that in just a moment. Major threat locations will be the beaches out along the coast, of course, the harbors and marinas. Those are the main areas we could see some problems. Now, the tsunami forecast height is low. All locations that have been forecasting the tsunami height is less than 1 foot of water. So nothing major. Arrival times of these changes we could see after 11:30 p.m. starting out along the coast. Now, impacts and actions like we just talked about. Get out of the water, move away from the shore. Do not go down and try and watch any changes, and wait for the officials to give the all clear before you start to change and aid the warning, please. So let's talk about this tsunami advisory. What does it mean? Now, it started as a watch because there was potential to see some impacts. Now, advisory means that it was upgraded, that they actually saw something that was going to create a change. So tsunami was capable of producing strong currents or dangerous waves to persons or things near the water, which is expected or already occurring. So this is when we are actually seeing something happen. Now, we still have the potential for it to be upgraded or canceled. Not likely upgraded. Estimated times of impact will start along the Washington coast around La Push at 11:35 p.m. That's the earliest spot in Washington we are going to see those impacts. Nia Bay around 11:40 p.m. and Long Beach, Washington around 11:45 p.m. So something we're going to be keeping a close eye on. We've got tsunami warnings in effect for parts of the Alaskan islands. We've already seen a few reports of changes in water, less than a foot for Amichka as well as Adka, less than a foot. And a National Weather Service, I was chatting with them, they say they have heard of no major impacts or any sort of damage reported. Also, Japan had a tsunami being reported around a foot and 2 feet in Russia. So that should kind of calm people down. We are still looking at impacts, but nothing major of the sort. We'll continue to keep you guys updated if things change.
Taking a live look at Honolulu tonight, where tsunami warning is in effect. The Pacific Tsunami Warning Center says the tsunami generated from the earthquake could cause damage along coastlines of all islands in the state of Hawaii. Residents there got this message saying powerful waves may impact the coast. The message goes on to urge residents to move to high ground or inland right now. Emergency management officials in Hawaii say they're expecting to see the first tsunami waves at around 10:10 p.m. our time. The impacts are already being felt in Russia and Japan. In Japan, the first tsunami wave reached the eastern coast of Hokkaido, and in Russia, damage and evacuations were reported in the Russian regions nearest to the quake's epicenter. Russian leaders say residents there are safe and are staying on high ground. President Trump posting on X, quote, to stay strong and stay safe, saying to visit tsunami.gov for the latest information. Of course, we'll stay on top of this both on air and online at fox13seattle.com.